This conference will now be recorded.
Today we are discussing about number sequence concept. Okay. In this concept, we are going to see about how to create a continuous number sequence on a particular table. For example, if you take employee table, let me open the browser. In this currently we are entering employee ID manually, right? Like 101, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. So when I'm creating a new record, system automatically find the previous record number and it should generate a next number like E108. So that number has to generated by system. So that is the system. We can call it as a number sequence. So in number sequence, we can define our own format. So what kind of number we want to generate on every time. So we can decide it, and we can place that particular configuration while we are setting up the number sequence. So system automatically verify that number sequence format and it will generate while we are creating a new record. Okay. So first of all, we'll see, for example, first of all, to create a number sequence, there are a couple of things we need to do. We need to set up initially. First, we need to create a extended data type. So the first step would be we need to create extended data type on employee ID, because we are creating the number sequence on employee ID, right? So the number sequence on which field you are creating a number sequence, that field should be string. We cannot create a number sequence on integer, real, or any other data type. Only it will support string data type, string field on employee ID. Actually, employee ID is a string field, so we can create a number sequence on string field only. And first of all, this is the first criteria we have to meet here. And the second thing, we have to create an extended data type which is related to uh, this particular string field, and we need to attach this extended data type to this field. Already I have attached here, see. And how much length you are preferring, that number, that size we need to provide here. For example, your number sequence would be like 10 characters. Okay. So the 10 number I need to place here. If you want the 15 characters number sequence, you should place 15 characters here, 15 size. And must and should label we need to provide. Label is required. Okay. Create an extended data type which is related to which is string type, and provide a size, how much size you want to explore while you are creating a number sequence. That size we need to mention here, and also provide the label for the extended data type. After setting up all these things, go to your table and provide that extended data type in your table field, this one here. Okay. So automatically we are inheriting properties from extended data type to this particular field. So these two criteria we need to set up before going to creating a number sequence on any field on a particular table. Okay. Now let's open the user interface. If you go to there is a module called organization administration, and there is a number sequence. Here you can see there is a number sequence form. We should open this number sequence form. Here we need to create a record initially, and then in that record we need to set up the format even here. See. Okay, number sequence ID, and some description, and the starting point, and the final number, up to how many numbers we need to generate, that largest number, and how many counts. I mean, for example, if you want to make it +1, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, so we need to give like 1. For example, if you want to give like +2, means 2, 4, 6, 8. So in this format, if you want to generate your number sequence, we should place 2 here, so that system will add 2 number of your previous number. And format, so format would be like this: alphabetical, alphabets and number. We are seeing hashes, right? Hash symbol. So these are the numbers. So the number will be GLSI hyphen 00001, like that. So for example, we would like to generate our format something like E uh, 0001 underscore. It is 2021 year. So this is the first number, and the next number would be like a E 0002 underscore 2021. So here the constant values are E letter. This is constant letter. It will attach for every number, and also underscore 2021 is also constant, and only these four letters or numbers, okay, 0001 0002, like this number will be variable. Okay, so this will change on every number, but remaining things will be a constant values. So final format would be like this, like E 4 hashes underscore 2021 is the format. Okay, so this format I need to place, I need to provide here in the format column. Okay, now I'm creating a new number sequence here. There is a button control, number sequence button control is there. Just click on the number sequence button control, and here, so first we are providing a number sequence code. That can be anything, like for example, I'm giving like a EID, something like a code. Okay, employee code or some employee ID code, something like a, or you should place even extended data type name. So give some relevant name. Okay, and a name employee identity number sequence. Okay, I'm just giving some description here. For EID code, I have given some description. Okay, and parameter. Normally, this parameter would be legal entity. Currently, we are working with DAT company, right? We should select a DAT company here. Okay, now come back to the segment. We have done identification, scope parameter, and now we are in segment. In this segment, we need to create a format. So currently we have 3 records here. Uh, uh, just delete all the records by clicking on the remove button. I'm deleting all the records. I will create it again by clicking on add button. Now first, what exactly we need? One constant value, right? E letter. So I'm selecting constant, type E letter, and again I require one more constant, that is underscore 2021, and add one more alphanumeric 4 hashes. But you can see, but E letter should be first, right? So select this last record and use this button control to move up this record. That's it. Now you can see the format E 4 hashes underscore 2021. You can arrange the record, you can arrange the 3 records as per your number sequence format. Okay, and also just see the length, total 10 characters. Okay, this should not excess 10 or below 10. Exactly, we need to provide a 10 characters, because on extended data type, properties, we have given size 10. So here also we should provide exact 10 characters. If you are giving 9, if you are giving length, record will not create here. Okay, because format will not generate like that. You are giving size 10. If you are giving 9, so it won't accept, right? Exactly, we need to provide 10 characters format, because you already set up size 10 at extended data type properties. Now, okay, segment part is done, and come to the general, and there is a continuous button will be there, like clicking on yes, continuous button, and okay, here the largest number would be 4 9s, am I right? 4 9s, because when you are creating a number sequence, what will be the last number? What will be the last number here? E 4 9s underscore 2021, right? Up to this number we can create a number sequence. After that, number sequence will be blocked, and system will not generate a number sequence. Then we need to assign another number sequence for that particular field. Okay, so this would be the last number, so that I'm giving 4 9s here, the largest number. If you are giving extra 9 also, it won't take really. Okay, now these are the four things, I mean four tab pages, like identification, scope, segment, and general. We need to set up some basic setups, and clicking on save button to save the changes. Now uh, your format has been generated. Now I'm closing the form, and again I'm refreshing this form, and to verify the created record. So what is the code we have created? EID code, am I right? So that is number sequence code. You can see EID code. So please remember this number sequence code, okay? Because after some point of time we need to use this code. So based on this code only, remaining things will work out. Okay, successfully I have done setup of the format in the number sequence form. Now, okay, coming back to the Visual Studio. Now tell me, in this table, I just want to, in this table, on this particular field, I'm creating a number sequence, right? So finally, number sequence will be generated in the form itself, of course, not in table. We will create, I mean, the number sequence will create in form level, right? Okay, this form, anyway, we will set up in a particular module itself. Finally, we will not leave it here, right? Finally, this form we will set up in a particular module. Let us assume that that particular form is available in fixed assets module. Let us assume that. Let us assume that that particular form is available in the fixed assets module. Okay. Already I have created EMP table, right? And I mean this one, display main item. Let us assume that this display main item we have integrated in fixed assets module. Let us assume that. Okay, so our form is available in fixed assets module right now. So now I'm going to the application explorer, and there is a classes, there is a class called number sequence module asset. See here, every module having their own number sequence class is there. Every module, suppose you have developed one form and you just integrated in some X module. That X module having one dedicated class will be there for configuring the number sequence part. Every module having their own class. In the same way, asset module also having the class called number sequence module asset. For example, if you placed your form in cash and bank management module, let us assume that. So we need to approach this class, number sequence module bank. If you set up your form in fixed assets module, okay, we have a class called assets. Now we need to customize this class. Okay, if you go to the methods in this class, there is a load module method is there. In this load module method, we need to write some piece of code related to number sequence. Actually, this is a predefined class. Number sequence module asset is a predefined class. In this class, we have a load module method is there. In this load module method, we need to write some piece of code for our requirement, but directly we cannot write in this load module method. That is not possible, okay, because it is a predefined class. We cannot keep a finger of in this particular module. We cannot write any piece of code. Previously, to override a method in a particular table, we have created extensions, right? In the same way, we also do that for number sequence to customize. I mean, to add some piece of code in this load module method. Yes, just a second. Okay, now and suppose let me show you the codes in the load module method. Okay, view code. Okay, exactly. We should write a piece of code in the load module method itself, like this, like this. This kind of code we need to write in load module method here at the last here. But we cannot place any piece of code here. It is a predefined. It is already existing class. We cannot alter this class. So what I'm doing here now, let me copy the piece of code here. I'm copying the piece of code here. Right click, copy. I have copied everything here. Okay, and now I'm creating a new class in our project. Go to the code. I'm creating a new class. So the class name I'm giving like EMP number sequence class. Okay, EMP number sequence class. EMP number sequence class. So we need to extend this class. Which class we need to extend? This one, number sequence module asset. Number sequence module asset. So that, okay, number sequence module asset. Okay, in this class, in this EMP number sequence class, what is our target actually? In this number sequence module asset class, there is a load module method, right? In that load module method, we need to write some piece of code. So here I'm writing a public void load module underscore extension. So indirectly we are writing code in the load module method. So this is the way we need to write the code in a existing class. In this class, if you want to, in this class, in this method, if you want to write a piece of code, so this is the format. class emp number sequence class. So this is our created class, and extends, this is the base class, and which module you want to write the code, I mean which method you want to write the code, you should place here. Okay, and already we have copied some piece of code, right? I'm pasting here. Okay, so number sequence data type, and this is the predefined codes. You just copy and paste it here. Okay, and here we need to provide the extended data type. Already we have created extended data type called EMPID, right? So this name I'm providing here. This name I'm providing EMP ID, EMP ID, and here it is a label. This one is a label. Actually, labels concept we haven't discussed. Okay, but it is a label. In this place, I'm providing some text here. That text I will show you where it is reflecting. Employee identification number sequence generation. Okay, I will show you where exactly this text will reflect. And finally, that's it. Just to save the changes. Okay, I have saved the changes. And actually here there is a one, right? One. And how many codes are there here? Actually, how many codes? Total we have 7 codes. Okay, just place it 8. It is a order 8. You just place any number 8, 9, 10, whatever it is. It is really not mandatory number. Okay, you just place 8, 9, 10, whatever it is. No problem.
Is it the length of the number sequence, or what is it? What does
No. I'll tell you why we are placing 8. Why we are placing 8? I'll tell you. Already we have 7 number sequences are there. I mean, for different requirements, they have already written number sequences codes here. Okay, 7 number sequences already existed in this module for different requirements. Now we are writing for 8th requirement. Okay, this 8 sort field. I'll tell you why we are placing 8 in the sense of practically I can show you. Just wait. Okay. So you just need to copy one segment of code like this. Okay, any segment of code, you just place it in your newly created class, and just change your extended data type name and some text here. That's it. Nothing to do anything here. Okay, this is framework class. We should not alter anything here. It is a framework class. When you see this description, configure all data types are there being used by the module, detailed description, or it is a load module method of number sequence application module. Okay, and see, fine, cancel. No. Okay, now indirectly I have written some piece of code in this load module method right now, indirectly, by writing this class. Okay, please remember, this is the way we need to write a piece of code in existing class by creating extensions concept. Any module, for example, if you want to write any piece of code in x method, public void x method name underscore extension, that's it. So system will identify, okay, you are adding some piece of code in this particular load module method. Now I should run the class. If I execute this class, emp number sequence class, so what will happen in this fixed assets module? There is a fixed assets parameters will be there. Okay, fixed assets parameters. In this fixed assets parameters, there is a number sequence tab will be there. In this tab, one record will be created if you run this class. if you execute this emp num sequence class, automatically in fixed assets module, there is a fixed assets parameter form will be there. In this parameter form, one number sequence reference record will be created here. Okay, let us execute this class. To execute this class, now I'm creating a job. I'm creating a job here, emp num execution. Okay, and here we need to call that class. So what is the class name? This is the class name, right? I'm copying the class name. Emp num cls object equal to new class name. Okay, now emp num cls dot, there is a load module underscore extension c. This method I'm calling. Once we executed this class, automatically one reference record will be created in fixed assets module parameter form. Just for your understanding purpose, I'm writing a class executed. Okay, after this class, after execution of this particular job, we just need to go to the fixed assets module parameter form and we will check whether the record has been created or not. Okay, now let us execute this class emp num execution class. Let us make this object as a startup object, and now I'm okay.
So
Let
we
me
generally we can write it in the class itself, right? The main method, if you write it, will execute, right? If you write in the number sequence class which we created, we should not do that.
no, it is a one-time execution, right? So that's what I'm preferring job. If
Oh, okay.
again, if you're writing a class, again we need to write a main method. Of course, we need to write main method. Without main method, system will not execute the code instantly.
Yeah.
So Arjun, in real life practical situation, when we are working on a project where we are supposed to call this method?
No, just we need to execute one time while you are setting the number sequence. That's it. No one, I mean, once it is configured everything, the end user will take care of everything. You should make everything changes and you need to provide the number sequence to the end user finally.
All right.
To set up everything, we are doing all these things.
Yeah. So we'll be checking in this code as well, right? We'll be checking in the the runnable class which we created also when we are doing it.
Everything. Yeah. What? See, first of all, while we are creating number sequence, there are few setups will be there. All the setups we have to execute, and we will configure the number sequence, and we will give the option to enter the records by the for the end user people. So they will enter data and all. But this is mandatory setups. Okay, let us execute.
Yeah, execute. And for in models, like in a real time situation, each company has separate models, right? So all the developments will be there in the specific models. So in that situation, we should take the number sequence from that model, or we should take for the number sequence from the form which
depends on the company name. See,
yeah.
While we are setting the number sequence, we have selected a legal entity. Yeah. So number sequence always depends on the legal entity, not on the model.
Okay. Yeah. So we should take the our company name, and we should take from whichever form we are customizing, which model.
That's it. That is only the two main criteria. Okay, class executed. That means that code has been executed. Now let's go to this particular form. Again, we will refresh this and we will see in the number sequence. Here we can select fixed assets parameters. See here. And this is your label which we have given for extended data type. There is a star mark it is showing. Did you observe this? Employee ID, there is a star mark here on extended data type. On extended data type, we have given a label. There is a star mark. So this label is reflecting here. And employee identification number sequence generation. This text we have written in the load module method. In the load module method, we written this code. See here. And there is a eight number I have given, right? For example, if they configured correctly, I mean, actually they have not used all the number sequences. I mean, here we will have 7 records technically, because they have already created 7 number sequences, right? So here we have a 7 records will be there. Our record will be placed at eighth sequence, sorted order. Okay, so that is the reason I'm giving 8.
So if someone gives a wrong sort number, what will happen? It will throw error?
No. Suppose if I'm giving 1, it will place in the first place. Your employee ID record will be placed at first place, but it will not override the record.
So the other numbers will go down. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. So sorted order, that's it. Nothing is there here. Records. In which place my record has to place in this grid.
Yeah.
So that is the number. Here it is showing like a param sort field. Okay, now successfully we have created a record and we need to select the number sequence code. Do you remember the number sequence code which we have created initially? EID code. EID code. Okay, let us search EID code.
I think you did not create in that. You should change the company.
Unable to find a unique number sequence code corresponding the just a second, guys. Maybe I need to
did you create in the DAT or did you create it in any other company?
let me check. No, I have created in that company itself. Currently we are in that company and number sequence form. Okay, legal entity that we have taken.
It's copied. Well, contains this.
Fixed assets parameters, right? Fixed assets parameters. So why it is not reflecting? Just a second, guys. Okay, so we need to take company here. Okay, we need to take company, and the company name I have given that. Okay, save the changes, and okay, refresh the form. Now, okay, I'm going back to the again fixed assets module parameter form, and again I'm selecting ID code. Okay, save. Okay, we need to select the number sequence code here, EID code. Now successfully we have configured the code for this reference record. Now the next thing we need to do, now go to your table. Go to your table. I mean, in which form you have configured this number sequence code, fixed assets parameter form, right? This form having a table, right? This form having a table. The table name is fixed assets parameter table. I mean asset parameter table. So find out the table name. This table name. Go to the form name first to find out this table name. Asset parameters. Asset parameters. Go to the application explorer. Forms. Asset parameters. So this is the, in this form we have configured that record. Okay, so what is the table name? This is the table name. Asset parameters is the table name. Now going to the asset parameter table, and we need to write some piece of code here. Data model tables asset asset parameters. Asset parameters. Okay, in this table we have some methods. We should, I mean, we need to write some, we need to write one method in this particular asset parameter table. New method, not an override method. If it is an override method, definitely we need to create an event handler class. But we are writing new method. So already we have seen how to write how to take override method in a existing table form and all. Yesterday class we have seen. Now how to write a new method in a particular table. I mean in a particular existing table, that I'm going to show you right now. I just want to write some piece of code like there is a method called numref asset id. In the same way, we are also writing the method name numref emp id. Okay, let us open this method and we'll copy the code. View code. So the method name is numref emp id. Numref emp id. Num Okay, whenever you are seeing a method which is starting with a numref, that is the number sequence reference method always. So you can copy that code and you can create your own method. See this one, numref asset id. Okay, public static number sequence reference. It is a class. It is a class, and this is your method name. And we need to pass the extended data type as an argument to this particular class. That's it. So this is the thing we need to do in our method only. In our method also. Now I'm creating a new method in this particular table. How to create a new method in this particular table? That I will show you. Just a second. Now in this table, I mean, we need to write a new method, asset parameter table. Now I'm creating a again class. On which table you are writing? Asset parameters. So exact type the table name, asset parameters. Okay, spelling also the same, underscore extension, right? Underscore extension. And here, as usual, I'm writing a signature called extension of table str asset parameters. And this is a final class. And already I have copied that code, right? I'm just pasting here, that's it. And here just to change the method name emp id, and also here also emp id, that's it. That's it. This is the way of creating a new method in a particular table. So this knowledge will be useful for you. If you want to write a new method in existing table, new method I'm talking about, okay? It is not an override method. Or if override method, we need to copy the event handler code. It is a new method, right? So that's what I'm directly taking the table name underscore extension directly. I'm writing my piece of code. That's it. There is no predefined syntax. Whatever you want to write, you can write it directly. No problem. Now, okay, I have written a new method in asset parameter table right now. But this method we cannot show here. System will not show directly in this list. But technically, we have written. Now, this method I will call when I'm creating a record. When I'm creating a record in my EMP table, system will call the create method, right? Let us open the EMP table form. Go to the data source. There is a create method. In this method, I will call this I will call this numRef EMP-ID method. This is the method name. This method I will call in create method. Open the create method. See here, okay? Open the create method, and here I'm writing. I'm just calling that particular method itself here, okay? EMP table dot EMP ID. On EMP ID, you want to create a number sequence, right? That's what I'm assigning to the EMP ID. There is a class called number sequence. See here, it is a predefined class. Provides the base behavior of number sequence by reserving numbers into the reserved list and returning the next number. See here, this class is used for this one. Okay, they are giving some description here while we are taking the number sequence. If you read the description part, provides the base behavior of number sequences by reserving numbers into the reserved list and returning the next number. So this class is useful for this one. And there is a method called new get num. And here it is asking the number sequence reference. Already we have written a method in asset parameter table, right? In asset parameter table, we have written a reference method. This reference method I need to call right now. So in which table we have written that? Asset parameter table, right? Asset parameters. It is a static method actually. See, it is a static method. So static method, how can we call? By using scope resolution operator, right? numRef EMP-ID. See, numRef EMP-ID. Next boolean, I'm taking true dot. So we should call the num. There is a num method. Okay, by using this, we are triggering the number actually. So system converts through format into the number. So that's it. This is only the line we need to write in the create method itself. That's it. So successfully we have created a number sequence. Let us build the project, and we'll see whether the number sequence is generating in the EMP table form or not. Let us execute this form, EMP table form, and we'll see. Let us make this set as a startup object. Okay, now we have written a code in create method, right? Now create a record. See, why it is showing that? Okay, we have not changed the format. After changing the company name, directly it is taking like that. Dat 0001. I mean, I think we have taken just a second. Number sequence. I think we should. I mean, we missed the format. That's what it is showing like this. EID code. After changing this one, we forgot to change the format. Okay, so that is the reason it is showing something like that kind of thing. Okay, fine, no issues. Whatever the format is there, in the segment, the same format is triggering, right? Okay, fine.
Arjun, in SQL, we have an thing like insert identity column. Means we can automatically provide this automatic number sequence on integer kind of fields. Why can't we provide this feature on numeric fields in 365?
I mean, you're asking why should not work with integer field, right? Why
Right.
only?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
fine. So here, and we should define the length, right? We should define the length while we are setting up the number sequence format in the number sequence form. So system will consider the number. I mean, system will consider the length of the format. So length will be available for string field only. For integer column, we should not place length, right? And also, I need some alphanumeric numbers every time. And also, it is a identity number. Identity number we should not prefer integer mostly. There are several cases. One is we cannot define a particular length for a particular for number sequence. If you are choosing integer, can we
Like in
define length?
SQL itself, if I design a table and if I provide a column as a insert of candidate type on numeric, so it automatically creates. So whenever you create a next record or whenever you insert a row in SQL, that value of that identity column, which is
Yes,
of
yes.
integer type,
I understand.
automatically gets increased.
Right. I understood already. I
So
know about whatever you are saying. I understood. But it is an application. It is not a database. First of all, in application, always
and
the client will
yeah,
add.
that's right. But I'm sorry to interrupt, but yeah, but providing this feature on string type will affect on performance of data
Uh,
insertion. Am I right?
Here my question is. Why you want to go for integer?
No, it was a question that suppose if I'm just thinking from the if there are
There are
a very bulky
a lot
database
of drawbacks are there,
and
right? You are choosing integer. If you are choosing integer, there
yeah,
are a lot of drawbacks are there. You cannot set alphanumeric. For example, you are generating a PAN card number, passport number.
yeah,
How you
that's
will?
right, that's right.
It will be alphanumeric. Suppose if you are setting you are generating number sequence for vehicle numbers. So alphabets
Yeah,
also included, right?
yeah, that's right. I was just asking from the performance point of view. That's it.
Performance is, see, if we are thinking about the performance, so we cannot work out all the examples. We cannot meet our requirement. Performance
Right,
issue will
right.
be in every case. Suppose we should overcome it, right? Finally, here my intention is I just want to create a number sequence uh, based on some requirement. I don't want to generate like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So here also it is possible. Give all hashes instead of giving alphabets. Give all hashes. It will generate 0001, 0002 like this.
I got it, Arjun. I got it. But yeah, this required practice because there are multiple steps here. First, we
I
need to
don't.
define the format, then follow the piece of code, then write a class, then define practice. This will require definitely.
Of
But
course, there is a lot of things will be there here.
yeah,
But see, it is one-time setup. Don't think every time you need to create this kind of setup by the developer. See, already I have set up, I have made everything and I'm giving to the end user. Suppose end user already start creating the number sequence, start creating the records, and finally it is reached to that 9999. What will be the next number?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so systems will stop the number sequence creation. System will not create a new record. Then what we need to do? Again, the end user will go to this number sequence form and he will create one more number sequence here, and this code, whatever the code they have mentioned, for example, they will create one more number sequence here, and they will start creating E0001_2022, for example, next number sequence. This number sequence will create, and that code, whatever the code they are presenting here, this code directly they will go to the asset parameter table. Okay, just a second. That code, whatever the code they have given for newly created number sequence, that code directly they will present here. They will remove this code and they will enter the new code here. That's it.
And Arjun, in this case, can't we alter the existing number sequence, like you mentioned that E9999, and if user is willing to insert a new records, suddenly customer faces a question in this case. So can't we increase that number sequence to from E9999 4 times to E99999 5 times, and so that the we don't need to create a new sequence,
No. Already, while we are setting up the number sequence, already we have decided that. And also we need to change from where extended data type.
Okay, and suppose in this case, if customer is not agreed and customer wants that just update, just alter me the new sequence, and in that case our sequence number will be increased from E for 9999 to E99999. So can't we hit and manually update queries to the previously served records?
This is not possible. While you are setting up the number sequence, first we need to decide. Of course, they will give the requirement to you, right? Why we need to bother about that? They will give you the requirement. So I need 4 nines, I need 5 nines. If we have that kind of requirement, definitely we will keep 5 nines initially. Of course, if the requirement change, we can't do anything really. Again, we need to create one more number sequence, and we need to assign that code in the parameter form itself. That's it. So whatever the code you have assigned, according to that, system will generate the format again in your employee form.
So for example, if like once we do the setup, user has the chance to change the format, and if you want to create a new number sequence, everything can be done, right? So
that is in the hand of end user.
But when we are developing it, we are creating an argument where we are writing EID code there. So again, we should go and do it.
Yeah, EID code we have written. I will create one more number sequence here. Simply, I will create one more number sequence, and where we have used the EID code.
In the Visual Studio, we have done it, not in parameter. I'm not asking in front end.
Visual Studio, I have not used anywhere EID code.
No, I think
no, 100%. You can check it video. I have not used anywhere EID code. Whatever the code I have created here, simply I'm attaching in fixed assets parameter form. Simply, through that we are accessing the base configuration which is already done in the Visual Studio.
Yeah.
So simply you just change the code in the fixed assets parameter form here.
Yeah.
Simply you can change here. If you want, you can make some R&D after this class. Create number sequence. After that, create one more number sequence and attach that code and try to execute the form. Try to create a new record. So newly created number sequence will generate. See, that's what why we are setting all these things and why we are giving finally this record here to the end user means if it is crossed, I mean, we came to triple 9999 four nines. So what will be the next number? System will block the number sequence of creating. Then what is the next option? So directly the end user will create a new number sequence and simply they will attach the code here. Based on the code, system will automatically start creating the new number sequence while we are creating a record in the employee form. And I have not used anywhere this EID code in the Visual Studio while I'm setting the number sequence. I just used the extended data type.
Yeah. Sorry. I got
Extended
confused.
type.
Yeah.
See, this code attached to extended data.
Yeah. Extended data type.
Extended data type, it will work.
Yeah, you did that only. Yeah, I remember.
Yes, Arjun, yes, you're right.
You're
So
right.
from